Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble HEROIC campaign guide, I'm going to show you how to take down Ursius in Winterspring with all families. In the heroic version of Ursius, this meeting stone does not exist. As soon as you click start, this meeting stone will disappear. So you have to walk all this way to get to Ursius. All of the gold veins are closer to Ursius than you, so that's going to be a lot of trouble. Also, there are these mountaineers, so there's 2 mountaineers at the start, but luckily there are not many mountaineers because Ursius does not have mountaineer in his deck, and the only other mountaineer wave is going to come at 0:30, so after 3 minutes. So you only have to handle this initial wave of mountaineers, and hopefully you will be able to beat Ursius before the second wave of mountaineers arrives. Other than that, there are Warzone Grunts, there's Prowlers, there's Murlocs, there's Harpies, there's Dark Iron Miners, and there's Bat Riders. And especially the Dark Iron Miners are a little tricky because that means that you really cannot properly contest this gold. Especially when you're doing this underleveled, it's nigh impossible to get the gold. The main way that you get to mine is when you send out a push and then you send a miner behind that push. So then the miner will get to mine while your push is doing some actual fighting. In addition to its minis, Ursius itself hits like a truck and with a cleave attack, physical cleave attack. So anything in front of Ursius is going to take a hit and most things just die in a couple of hits. So you really want to tank Ursius preferably with an armored tank, and because it's such a long way there, then unbounds are pretty important in this one, especially Earth Elemental. So Earth Elemental is an armored unbound tank who can tank Ursius a little bit, and Whelpex are another excellent one because they can be used like a bomb to kill mountaineers. They can also be used like a bomb here, and then they explode near Ursius and they start shooting at Ursius. Earth Elemental will do tanking. That's one of the ways that you can actually get in some damage. This is the army that I used for Ursius. Once again, I used 4 core slots that I used in all armies and then 2 flex slots so that I would try to make use of the bonus slots. And the core slots in this one, there's Earth Elemental, who's my main tank against Ursius. There's Whelpex with Flame Burst, excellent mini, you can drop them as a bomb. They can fight against Ursius, they can fight against most of its minis, just wonderful. I have Pyromancer because those Harpies are pretty annoying, and Pyromancer deals a lot of damage, especially to Harpies. And I have Chickens, because Chickens are really good against Prowlers, Chickens are good against Bears, Chickens are just really flexible and strong and cheap mini. And that leaves me with 2 flex slots. In this one, I like to use the flex slots. Something that flies is great to have, something that kills Harpies is good, something that deals a lot of damage, maybe something that deals some AoE. Trying to find that sort of minis. And for Alliance, that meant Blizzard, and that meant the Griffin Rider. Griffin Rider is surprisingly good with DPS, and Blizzard freezing stuff in place also gives me a little bit more time to react, and it kills Harpies. Because I'm doing this was my highest level army, so I did this between -3 and -4.1, and at that level difference, stuff that kills Harpies and even level stuff like Chain Lightning, for example, just doesn't do anything. So then I had some better units to use in place of that. But of course, if you were to do this on even levels, you could use lots of stuff that kills Harpies on even levels, but doesn't do that anymore on lower levels. So trying to get a defense going with these, then trying to get a push in, and then support that push with the Earth Elemental. And a couple of such pushes and Ursius will fall. And I did this with all families, a little bit different with all families of course, but I have footage of them all and I'm going to show that to you now. So let's take a look at beating Ursius in action. First up, heroic Ursius with Alliance, let's go. So alright, what sort of assault is coming? This time it's Ogres and the Warzone Grunts on the middle, Harpies. I'm just trying to bide my time a little bit, I don't want to push anything out there yet. And now I have a great opportunity to use a Blizzard. It kills the Harpies, it kills the Mountaineer, so now nothing there can shoot up. That's wonderful. I'm still using the Earth Elemental there to help my mini a little bit. Then the other Mountaineer comes from the other side. I wait until it shoots once at my base and then I unleash the Chickens. So then the Chickens are safe, Chickens won't get shot by the Mountaineer and then they get to go. Alright, then we're using these Whelpex like a bomb. A little bit of a misplaced bomb in this case because the Murlocs were actually able to survive that. But it's okay. Now I'm trying to get a push in, but I'm a little bit too slow with the Earth Elemental. You need to work on that timing. Well, I need to work on that timing at least. Maybe you don't have to, if you already got it right. But here we do get to mine a little bit, because my miner was behind my push. Sadly, miner only managed to mine once, so didn't go quite perfectly, but good enough, good enough. Right, then we're going to try another one. Wellbecks are also excellent because there's those mines, because if you drop wellbecks on a mine, the mines explode before the eggs even come down. So that's just phenomenal. And now, again, we're using these air units. Air units are trying to shoot at the units that can't shoot back, and then they will make a push for the boss, and then we turn the boss around with the Earth Elemental, and that's how we get some damage in. This is the type of assaults that I want to perform here. Get my stuff in order, get my flying minis to attack, and then turn the boss around with the Earth Elemental. Now again, we need to defend a little bit. There's a Prowler coming, and you know, Prowlers, they can really take down some bases. And here I'm using this Kobold Miner, so I have an opportunity. My push is going in. I have an opportunity to get the miner in, because the push is protecting it. In this case, we even get some chickens in. I usually don't get the chickens in like that, but when I do, it's just game over. Then heroic Ursius with beasts. What's going to happen this time? The grunts start from the middle. There's no meeting stone there. Well, there was a meeting stone there until it disappeared, but the grunts still had time. Intercepting those grunts when they come like that with harpies is often really good. But then I need something to kill the mountaineer, so the mountaineer won't just shoot the harpies. And in this case, I'm just dropping some wellbecks on that mountaineer, and boom. Alright, we got that covered. Now there's also a Prowler coming from the right, and that is a little bit sad, because Prowler deals a lot of damage. But I think I'm able to mitigate it enough here. Yeah, this looks okay so far. And now my air push is coming. And, well, they move over to various positions. But then the air push is there, and now I also have the tank. So as you can see, Ursius is taking a bunch of damage until it finally turns around and just smacks my miserable minis away. But that's fine. We'll have the Pyromancer on the bridge. The bridge is really strong, because once you have minis on the bridge, then they cover a couple of approaches and they can shoot down from the bridge, so that's also going to be awesome. This time I do not have an Earth Elemental available, and I need to wait a little, see what's going to come at me and where from. And now I can see that, okay, this direction there's nothing that shoots air yet, at least, which means that I'm going to try to make a push here with my air units. Unfortunately, those harpies mean that, yeah, this push is not going to be successful. I'm trying to salvage a little bit with the Earth Elemental, so that I would at least eliminate the harpies, which I do manage to do. So it's not all bad. Trying to get something, a little bit of mining going on, sending chickens to fight against the Prowler, and now trying to send some harpies out there. Again, we are trying to get a push in. Well, actually it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, maybe. Died a little bit too quickly. We do get some wellbecks out there, so boss is almost gone. I just need to be a little bit patient here. Defend. Adequate defense now. And then we're going to make another push. Alright, so grunts can't shoot air. I sent my air minis out there. And now those minis I'm probably going to... Yes, we can blizzard them. Yes, we could. Actually, I did manage to lose a harpy there. I didn't want to. Well, be that as it may. There's a harpy going on attack, and we want to protect it. There we go. Some protection is in place. More harpies are coming in. Wellbecks are coming in. This is going down. Boom. Then we go in with Blackrock, this time minus 4.1 levels. Yeah, it's... You don't have to do these low levels. But hey, let's go. I'm confident. I feel good that we can do this. I'm waiting a little bit here. I'm dropping the eggs on the bridge so that they can... The whelps can cover a couple of directions. Also, when those harpies rise up on the bridge, then the whelps can potentially kill them there. And here I'm waiting for that one shot, then dropping the chickens so that the mountaineer will not shoot the chickens, but instead the chickens will have just free reign over there. And now turning that around with the earth elemental so that we can get some damage in. Go, 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 go. Well, eventually Ursius will kill everything, but it's okay. We got a lot of damage in, and we even get a miner in. That's not something that happens every time. Now we managed to get a miner there. That's splendid. Alright, I waited for that Murloc to be killed by my base, so that then I can send Harpies, because there's no other anti-air units over there. So then the Harpies, a little bit of extra damage from the Pyromancer. Alright, and now Harpies are going on assault. That's looking good. I could have maybe turned Ursius around and allowed chickens to attack, but this should still be fine. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Now I'm ready to support with a little bit of blizzard. And does it die? Close, close. Alright, so now all I need to do is cycle to my Whelpex and it's going to be a victory. Just drop the Whelpex on Ursius. It's going to go down. Boom. That's how you do it. Heroic Ursius with Horde next. Let's go. This time I have a Batrider and a Witch Doctor in my flex slots. I'm waiting a little bit. I want the first Murloc to be out of reach, so that it cannot shoot back at the whelps. And the other Murloc that was stuck behind the bear and the Mountaineer, they should be killed by the whelps. That was the plan. And sadly there's some Harpies, but this time, splendid. Just perfect timing. Whelps were able to catch those Harpies when they tried to rise up to the bridge. And then we're able to fight back. We can push back all of these. Wonderful. The Whelp is killing the Batrider. That's just splendid. My Batrider is doing work. Everything is going so incredibly well here. I would need to remember to drop some chickens to fight against the Prowler though. Now we have so much stuff on this bridge. And the grunts are trying to get below the bridge. No, that's not going to happen. I even get to mine. This is just... It's just pleasure to watch. Losing those chickens to that Batrider hurt a little bit, but it's not too bad. Getting ready, steady, turn around, and blast away. We're just gonna be blasting. Everything is there. Batriders, Pyromancers, Whelps, everything. Can I cycle back to an Earth Elemental? Not quite. Actually, I positioned it a little bit too far away. If I had positioned it a tiny bit closer, then the Pyromancer would have killed Ursius, but Ursius is still going down. And finally, Heroic Ursius with Undead. Undead was actually the one that I had most problems with, because I wanted to use those flex slots for flying stuff that kills Harpies, maybe some AoE damage from a bow, and Undead doesn't have any of those things. So what I did instead, I sacrificed a little bit of a bonus slot. I put the Earth Elemental into a non-bonus slot. The Earth Elemental's only job is to distract Ursius for a while. And by minus 30% health, it's actually still fine. It's still going to be able to do its job. And that opened up an opportunity for me to get a Ghoul in the team. So then I have Ghoul as my Undead, and Ghoul is trying to tank a little bit. And that allowed me to put in a Chimera. Chimera is pretty expensive, but Chimera can also deal devastating amounts of damage. So now with the Chimera, just look at that. Just look at that Chimera. I mean, that's splendid. Obviously now I have the weaker Earth Elemental. So Earth Elemental will not be able to distract Ursius for as long as it would if it was in a bonus slot. And that means that Chimera doesn't get as much uptime as it otherwise could. But I just had real trouble because none of the Undead minis did the things that I wanted my flex slot minis to do. And this was the solution that I was able to find for it. And just look at that Chimera. It's a star. It's a star player. Alright, Chimera is coming in together with a Whelp. We turn Ursius around. Wonderful. Turned around. That's beautiful. Maybe I should have sent the ghoul to the other side. Now I really need to kill that bat rider before I can drop any other stuff out there. Alright, the defense is holding just barely. There, I might have been able to just drop those Welbecs on Ursius. I think that would have been fine, because Ursius is almost dead. I think my base would have lived through that. On the other hand, my base is quite dead as well, so maybe it would not have been able to withstand that. Anyway, now what I really should do is I should cycle towards my eggs, and once I get to the eggs, I should use them to kill Ursius. Well, I guess this works too. I'm just waiting for the Chimera to go in, and then I'm turning Ursius around, and Chimera doesn't need many shots to kill Ursius, so yeah, okay, that works too. And boom, Ursius goes down. So that was Heroic Ursius, all families. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.